Welcome to the homestead. Glad you're watching. Well, we're back from vacation. Got a little bit of a tan going on because all we did was laid on a beach and eat because it was an all-inclusive resort in the Dominican Republic. So what better things can you do but have food and sun? Anyway, here I am in the garden, and this garden is a mess and it needs to be cleaned up for the winter. I've got a watermelon though that's about yay big, and so we're going to keep the watermelon going for a while. We need to check out those Jerusalem artichokes and see if they produced anything, and we need to I don't know, maybe it's time for the sweet potatoes. I think we planted them in May, and that's June, July, August, September. That's 4 months, 5 months, because it's getting towards the end of October. I guess that's long enough. I'll look it up on the internet and see. And right now I'm watering my tomatoes. If you remember right, I cut them back to nothing because they weren't doing anything. I think it was like in August. Well, they sprouted, and I've got some beefsteak tomatoes that are growing over there. There's about 4 or 5 of them. The little freebie guy that apparently I dropped a seed over in this bed where I tried to do the cucumbers, well, it had grown down and around. Anyway, I've got some tomatoes growing on that thing, which really surprises me. It's getting colder though, so I'm not sure how long those things are going to last before that first frost comes. After I clean up all the stuff around here, I'm going to go inside the garden bed and garden tunnel, and clean it out. We need to put braces in there before the winter hits because the snow crushed our grow tunnel last time, and we don't want it to do that again. So we're going to need to put some poles in the ground in the inside. So I need to kind of get it cleaned out. I stopped when it got too hot. I was working on it, if y'all remember, after we switched out the plastic, but I never went back to finish, and so I need to get back in there and finish. I waited till the afternoon to come out here, not because I was doing anything important, but just because I spent a late night last night trying to get the video up for this morning, because when we got back, it was kind of late, and we ended up staying in the city in a hotel before coming here, which meant that we didn't get here until yesterday kind of in the afternoon, and we had to take care of all the kitties and do all the stuff and relax, and everybody was kind of mad at us that we were away, so we kind of gave attention to the dog and the 2 cats inside and all the critters outside. Anyhow, that's a lot of here nor there stuff, so let's get busy cleaning up this garden. These things you see me throwing out of the garden beds, these are seed pods to the honey locust tree. The honey locust tree are those thorn trees. We don't want these, so we're going to clean them up and we're going to burn them because we don't want a bunch of trees growing next year. This is one of those trees that I was talking about, this honey locust tree. So we got to be careful because they're everywhere. These are Jerusalem artichokes. They say they're better than potatoes, but here's the problem. They got dried out because the water wasn't going deep where these were. So there's not much. I mean, they weren't getting any water. Look, can you see that? They weren't getting any water. So I should have picked them a long time ago. But I can plant, maybe I can plant these and they'll regrow, maybe, you know, because they do have these bumpy things, and so maybe that's where they'll grow from. So I could just replant them and forget about it, because this one, it's just hollow. It's hollow, clear to here, hollow. So I think I got to try it again, because this doesn't seem like it's very successful. Jerusalem artichokes are the poor man's potatoes. Actually, that's not true, but they are old-fashioned in the sense that people used to eat them all the time, just like potatoes, apparently. Maybe just down south, I don't know. But interesting anyway. Okay, that was a bust. I got a few of the roots, maybe enough to taste it, and we'll have to see after we taste it whether or not it's worth trying again. But also, I need to know that I'm not watering deep enough. So I need to water deeper into the plant box. I'm only surface watering. I didn't know that. And the bag's not doing so well. So I think if I try them again, I need to try them in one of the, some type of other, I don't know. I don't want to put them in a grow bed because the best way to do it is to dump them out. So maybe I'll try the grow beds directly on the ground, so the moisture from the dirt will be there too as we water. And if we overwater other things, the ground will be wet and it can absorb up into the grow bag. I have them in the air on these benches. It's kind of convenient wise, but I think it kept the bag dry all the way around, and I think that's where my failure is. We'll know for sure when I do the ginger. I don't know how long it takes for ginger, so I'm going to have to look that up on the internet. But anyway, okay, what a bust. I'm going to use all this excess dirt that I've dumped out of these grow bags, and I'm going to put them in the garden beds. So there needs to be a lot more dirt. That dirt shrunk by a whole board. It was all the way up to the top, and now it's halfway. So we're going to have to fill them up fuller and let them pack down, and then add more dirt. Maybe sometime this winter I'll do that and get ready for the spring growth season. Anyway, for right now, the dirt's right there, and I'll kind of cover it up like I did the other dirt, and hopefully the cats won't use it as a potty bin. They use everything as a potty bin. Anyway, let's keep cleaning. Okay, this was growing in my bed. You know what they say? Leaves of 3, let them be. This is poison ivy. It's growing in my garden bed. I'm going to take a picture of it and see what Google says it is. Good thing I was wearing gloves. Okay, here's the thing. It's not poison ivy. It is something called a swamp dewberry. And it's some type of blackberry. It's related to the blackberries. And what distinguishes this plant from poison ivy is this plant has thorns down the vine, but poison ivy does not. It says the leaves are compounded typically with 3 leaflets and may be shiny. I don't know that they're shiny. Swamp dewberries are often found in moist habitats like swamps, bogs, and wetlands. You know what? In that corner, it does stay really, really wet. So, well, like it dries out like everything in the summer, but it's a wet pile, and maybe I overwatered this bed right here. I don't know, but there you go. Swamp dewberry. All these ladder cantaloupes that have been growing, they're kind of flat and concave. The watermelon did the same thing. Anybody can tell me why it would do this? Because the watermelon did it too. And Lee saw somebody down, I don't know when, but earlier this summer, and they said that their watermelon were flat on one side too. And that's where they're splitting. When they grow too big, they'll split on this soft side because it's not growing with it. Anyway, these kind of get like they're ripening, but I tried one. They're no good when they're this size. So anyway, if you know why they're shaped this way, let me know. There's about 3 or 4 of these inside that garden bed. And according to this, it's a hackberry. Hackberries are the gigantic trees that line this property. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it with the cantaloupe. The watermelon right here is still doing okay, so we're gonna leave them and let them continue growing. Let me show you my watermelon. Here he is. We got this little guy. I don't think he'll make it. We got that little guy. This little guy. So I'm not sure how many of those watermelons will make it to maturity. I think the one that kind of grew over there and is laying on the bucket, I think it will get to maturity, but I'm not sure about any of these other ones, if they'll make it to maturity with the cold nights now. We'll see. I'm giving it my best shot to get at least those 2 off. Those 2 little ones probably they probably won't make it. They haven't been growing so well. Early in the season, man, they were all over, and we got some really good ones. Those are the sugar babies, and then lately they just been little golf ball, well, maybe baseball size. Doesn't really matter, does it? Because they weren't edible. I tried them. I kept waiting for them to get bigger, and what ended up happening is they over-ripened and they got real squishy inside. It was really gross. Anyway, so I've got those. And then over here, I have one more spaghetti squash. They were dying because of that vine worm. And so I was ready to pull out all the vines. And then I noticed I had a little spaghetti squash. Since that time, I got 4 more, and they all grew to size. So, well, smaller than they did in the beginning, but they got good size. Let me show you this one. See? But he is the last of the spaghetti squash, and then we're ripping out all those vines. I think I might pick him early. It won't hurt anything because I did pick somebody early and they tasted just fine. So I think I will pick that one, and then we'll rip those vines down too because we don't need them. And I hope these sweet potatoes are doing okay, because it might end up being just like the Jerusalem artichokes, where I'm not watering deep enough down inside because they're in the grow bags. I sure hope not. So I'm going to try to get them really, really, really moist inside these bags. It just from the time it stopped really raining, August, I guess, so the last 2 months, I don't know. Anyway, let me take a minute, and then I'll be right back, and we'll go ahead and grab this spaghetti squash vine. We'll break off that spaghetti squash and clean it all up. So don't. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm not going to do this one today because it's already, it's cloudy, so it's getting kind of dark already. But also, it's dinner hour, and so I think it's time to go eat something. Anyway, thanks for watching. God bless you all. And thanks for doing all those like things while we were on vacation, watching those little silly videos that we made just to keep us going. We sure do appreciate it. And all of you new subscribers, thank you for watching us and keying into what's going on the homestead. And I know a lot of you signed up because of our kitten videos, and so thank you for that, because these cats are sure fun to watch. I wish you could see what we could see, but at least you get a little glimpse of it through the surveillance cameras. Anyway, God bless y'all. Be sure to like, share, press the notification bell, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the homestead. Bye-bye now.